Divorce Day Diaries Day 333. Today I asked the kids what they want to do today because I don't have any plans on this Sunday. So first things first, Dad needs to get his coffee. So we thought, you know what, let's load all the scooters and the bikes up into the boot and then pop down partway to the dairy so we can walk down. Side note, when my friends were here a couple of weeks ago, they pointed out that a lot of the street names around here sound like they could be English pubs. Like, let's pop down to the Silverstone for a pint. Do you think they sell jugs down at the Shillingford? Oh, I could go for a glass of Pinot at the Whittington. Yeah, should we go down to the Hungerford and grab a bite? But once we got to the dairy, the kids said maybe I should give them a budget of $2 today to buy lollies. Which usually means instead of looking at all of these, pre-packaged lollies, they end up just walking around grabbing things and adding up to $2. But coincidentally, the first wife was there today, so she got to hang out with the kids for a couple of minutes while I popped over to the cafe next door, grabbed my iced latte, and while we were having our drinks and our lollies, I noticed this sticker that was a dog saying moo, and then I realised that, oh no, it's actually supposed to be faced from this direction. But from there they said, you know what, we should go to the park, but not just any park, we should go to the best park in Rolleston. So of course we went there. The kids asked if I could play some hide and seek, which usually involves me standing still and looking around until one of them goes to peek. There you are, I can see you there, bud. And from there it was back home where my son has been making me worlds on Super Mario Maker 2. That's been one of the best purchases because he spends like a week making the world, and at the end of the week I then get to play it. So right now I'm playing this week's creation, which is like an alien abduction story that he's created in Mario. My daughter then reminded me that I needed to wash the car this week. I did mention to her earlier in the week if we should go and do that, and she suggested we do that today, so I said sure. The kids love the car wash, it's a great time for imaginative play, and then she said, oh, I would love to get lunch at BP, and I said, how about we do one better and get donuts instead? I just got donuts for them. I'm doing some baking at home, you'll see that in the video tomorrow. But then we thought we'd grab Casper's movie treat as well. It's his first ever movie night where he's picking the movie. So naturally, he gets to pick the movie snack, and he picked well. He picked Smarties. Wait, no, he didn't. He's changed his mind. He's gone ahead and picked Kit Kats instead, which I love Kit Kats, so I'm happy for that. It was then back home to add more chalk to the driveway and play some more games with the kids. We played some Doom today, which is always a bit of fun. But then I still got some frozen fish from my mum that I need to use, and I cooked that like a fortnight ago on a Sunday, and I thought, let's do that again. Why not? Now, if you've never done deep fried fish before, let me tell you, if you can cook a hot dog, you can deep fry fish. It is easy as. In terms of beer batter, all you need is flour and beer, and that's it. And then you just mix it until you get the desired consistency. I've got this tempura, as you can see, which my mum also gifted me. So I mix that with beer and just mix it to the consistency you like. You don't even have to measure it. If it's too thick, add more beer. If it's too thin, add more flour. One for you, one for me. Make sure not to waste the rest of that drink. Now, you could just cook that fish whole, but I like to chop it up into fish bites. This is one of the only meals that all of my kids can actually agree on, so I've got to make sure that each of them gets a few pieces of fish. Now, I don't have a deep fry, as you can see, but in terms of trying to spot the temperature, effectively, if you put the back end of a wooden spoon in the deep fryer, if it sizzles, if it bubbles, you know it's the right temperature. Alternatively, you can just pour a bit of batter in there and see what it does. In this case, I knew it wasn't quite hot enough, but I was getting impatient, so I just chucked the fish in there regardless, and then you can cook it for 6-7 minutes until it's done. Depends on the thickness of the fish, but what I was taught by my brother, who used to own a fish and chip shop, is that if the fish floats, it's done. Once it's done, let it rest on a wire rack. This is just so it doesn't sit in its own oils and get all soggy while you're waiting for your chips or your broccoli or whatever else to be done. Yes, my kids love broccoli. And make sure to salt as soon as it comes out as well, so that salt melts into the batter. And then while nobody's looking, make sure to sneak a piece. You need to make sure it's cooked, and you need to make sure it tastes good, of course, and chow down on that. In this case, it was fantastic, and I will catch you on the flip side.